This tool I'm using is the Safe Prep. It's a real hard nylon plastic scraper, and I use this in place of a razor blade on new cars or a new glass. Just precaution to keep from scratching it. You guys know these trucks have got this raised up section here. I'm gonna take this little tool right here and put it down in here because I'm gonna scrape down below this molding. Now, a lot of people, and I've seen it done, even instructional videos and some other stuff with people, when they cut their film from the outside, they'll cut it right even with this, and then slide it a 1/16 of an inch. 1/16 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch is good on the sides, here and here. But down here, no good at all, because you need to be down below both of these lips. Now, anybody knows that these trucks right here also have the panel, or the sweep made to the panel. Now, saying that, I don't want to take this thing apart, being 2013. It could be brittle. I could break a clip. It's got some different style clips you push here and all this stuff. There's really no need in me doing that, because it's just an extra step that I'd have to take to tint this thing. And I'm gonna bottom load it for you guys without pulling the panel, without pulling the seal, without taking anything loose on the door panel. We're gonna use a speed loader to do it with. So what I'm gonna do, I've cleaned that top edge and scraped the bottom and everything else. So first thing I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna slide this right down here in the seal. Then I'm gonna take the loaders and I'm gonna slide this one in, just like this. I use this small spacer, which makes them wider, to get the other loaders in. It's pretty easy. This is a set of speed loaders I've modified, working on a new style, because when the vehicles have lock mechanisms, it'll clear that. I'm gonna put the bottom latch up under between the door and the door panel, just like that. I'm gonna hold it and put just a little bit of tension on there so it don't come out. I take the side that doesn't have the ratchet on it and I hold it down first, then I'll pull this one. That way we're opened up. Now, where I've already cleaned that bottom, but I have rolled the window down, I'm gonna go ahead and flush this right here. That way any debris that might be in there is out. This video is probably gonna be a more complete video than I usually do, because a lot of times I edit them for time content. A lot of folks get bored watching a long video. I'm tucking up in here and spraying my solution up behind the seal. This is where a lot of folks have trouble. Not so much for debris purpose, but it does work in rinsing it down. And I don't go way up top, I just go to about right here. And the cool thing about these speed loaders is they pretty well keep the door panel about half-ass dry. I shouldn't say ass, but halfway dry anyway. So now I'm gonna come over here. We have our plotter set on what I call kill. I have a lot of patterns that I make myself and adjust so I can have them fit like I want them to fit. But I don't bother taking the webbing out. I just cut between the patterns and bring everything over here, because this the way it's set up, it just works well that way. And we don't have a ton of slip in our solution, and I keep telling folks I'm going to show them what my solution is, but I give a lot of trade secrets away, and they're not really secrets. I'm sure other folks do basically the same thing, just in their own manner, but some things I keep to myself, and I just haven't brought myself to telling exactly what we use as a slip solution. Bruce uses something different than I do, but yet there's several different things that you can use. I mix two parts of two products together that you can buy in the grocery store. Now, I'm easing this down in here just like this with these speed loaders, and I try to keep this edge over here as flat as I can, so when I'm easing it down in there, we don't get no pinch creases or anything like that. And now once I've got this thing in there, I release this. When I release it, that allows the film to fall off in there and it doesn't touch the glass anymore. So I can take these right here straight up and out. I'm gonna leave that one in for squeegeeing purposes. Now I'm gonna line this up like I want it. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna ease the window down just a little bit so I can see the edge of the glass. I'm about 6 foot tall, and this truck is a height that I'm having to sort of squat down and try to keep this camera in position where you guys can see and still make this video work. Now, I do what I call cheating the fingers, which is I look at the way the natural curve falls on a piece of glass, and it's usually just a natural flow where the center's out further than the rest of the glass is. So it just, you know, it's really a no-brainer which way to go. We're going to work it this way and this way. Now what I've done there is I've got the top down just a little bit. I'm going to take this other squeegee. This is the one blade, and this is half of it is sledgehammer extractor, the other half is our GP85 general purpose squeegee blade. Got Duratec material, it makes this thing very durable, and all of our blades have Hydra Edge technology. Now I've got that up in there. I'm going to get my corner tool, and there she is. Run up through here, lock that. I always go up when I'm doing that. And I'm gonna get the torch, and I'm gonna heat the top edge of that rascal up. This is the rocket, red rocket to be exact. We have multiple blades for this little tool. Now that's up in there, I'm gonna go ahead and, this is our 30-degree Pro Snap blade. We use pretty much exclusively for shaving purposes. It's a carbon blade, so you don't want to use it on cutting film on a vehicle. Now I'll get about as far as I can go right here when before my hand touches to slow me down there, and I'll turn the blade around and come back this way. Once you figure the angle out on this knife to get the cut that you're looking for, you can roll right through these things. And shaving is not a trick, it's not a gimmick, it's an art form. And once you've mastered your art form and learned how to do it, you can roll through and shave most any windows. Some windows are more difficult than others, yet when you do, after you shave it, this is what you want to do to make sure there's nothing hanging over. And the reason I'm doing it this way, if you do it this way and there's something hanging over, it'll cut you. Now, what I was telling you before, the reason I'm leaving this in here is I can walk it right down through here like this, open that gap up, drop this film off in there. When I'm doing a corner, I like to start all the way at the top, put it about a 40-degree angle, and swipe it all the way down just like that. That way you don't fold no creases or anything in there. Now I'm gonna take this out. Again, I'm gonna take the one blade, I'm gonna extract. I'm gonna push every bit of this moisture over the corner, making long strokes over there. Same thing here, overlapping about 40%. When I say overlap, if I make this pass and we go to here, I overlap about 40%, hit it again, 40% again. That way you're sure to get all the micro bubbles out, and you don't have any evaporation blisters in there to have to explain to your customer when they call you, my window's got bubbles. The evaporation blister, but that's for somebody that doesn't use a squeegee that's hard enough to get all of them out. Now, you guys seen that was just still wet. And this is what you get when you can put the film that far below the molding. You can let this window up and down immediately. The torch across the top locked that in so we could shave it. And I'm gonna try to get close enough to this edge. I'm gonna take the camera out from around my neck so you can see it and see that edge. But that's got that. I'm gonna check my edges one more time. Go across the bottom. If I ever go below the seal, I wipe this tool off because we don't want to scratch the film. A lot of people mistake a squeegee scratching the film with grit under the squeegee scratching the film. Now you guys seen that's up and down just instantly. I'm gonna get this down low enough so you guys can see the edge on it. That's a one pass shave. As always, I'm gonna do like I say the other folks don't do. They'll do your video, but they don't come around here and do this as soon as they're through. They don't come around and show you a close-up of this side, which could be laden with trash. It could have gaps. It could have any number of things. And on my particular one, I got a finger right there, so I'm gonna fix that. The stubber won't come out, so here's what I'm gonna do. Some people say, why a torch? Well, a torch, I can concentrate the heat in a smaller area. With a heat gun, you have to work that whole glass and the whole surrounding area and get it really hot. Now, a lot of times I'll say, when you heat it up enough for the finger to start creeping, you've got it hot enough. And this is the edge. You know, when you tint windows, the top edge usually gets a lot of debris in it if you don't prep it correctly. But that's how you bottom load with the speed loader. Shave it while it's wet. Tack it off with a torch, and nothing's been removed. You can see the seal still in there. None of the hardware's been removed. It's like a labor of love, I guess. If you want to do it that way, then hey, you can rock and roll with it. But somebody's redoing this little truck, gonna make a nice vehicle out of it. Gasket Pro Tools, Ace Window Tinting. See you guys.